Are you ready to do it with the help of B? Hello, it's me again. Right, we had some letters telling me off about my very bad videos, if you remember, and we had some letters sent to myself by Brown Jacobson, LLP, block capitals, and won't know who they were. Before I even got a chance to send my response, I had to be there by the 13th, that was the requirement. Now, one of the things that they asked for a response, an apology, something to do, so we decided to film our apology outside the council building. And yeah, I think you saw what happened, but this is what I've been sent because we were so naughty. Now, it's signed again by the artist formerly known as Prince. But to make sure the letters don't go missing, I did respond as quickly as possible to this, and also we intend to drop a copy in, and there's a lovely girl on reception, she'll know who this is for and she'll probably tell us. Right, this is Dear Sir, Ian Couriers and others. We refer to our letter to you on the 30th of July. You have until the 13th of August 2014 to reply to that letter. I think I got it in time. I think we just got that in time. You should have got it by Friday the 8th. I think that's the right day. Anyway, in the meantime, because remember I've got to respond to that first letter, we are writing to require, I'll have to deal with that in a second. We are writing to require that you forthwith cease and desist. I've got to cease and desist, and they require me to, from harassing employees of Nottingham City Council, because I'm harassing them by asking these questions, or from behaving in a way which is likely to harass or in any other way cause distress, alarm, annoyance to employees and visitors to the council's premises.
Didn't they walk onto your film set?
No, that's not really fair. It's not exactly a film set. We were trying to do an apology there, but apparently asking the questions causes distress. Now, obviously blocking the entrance to the council, now that's like when there's a protest. Now, if I did that, maybe I'd do it anonymously. Boys, you ready? Right, but I'm standing there, I'm doing this, and I'm afraid the chap, security guard for Octavia, did walk into that, and I don't know if that upset him, and also just wanted to do a little statement. And we were on camera all the time there. But this is to tell me, in particular, you do not have permission to film on council premises. I need permission.
Council premises, public premises?
Well, as I say, we've dropped a letter off, and I think really the next lesson of Who Are the Masters actually will not be written by me. I might present it, but it will be presented or authored by the artist formerly known as Prince. In particular, you do not have permission to film on council premises. You should not film any person either employed by the council or visiting council premises without their express permission. You're still a building, you're still not a real person, and it's nice of you require. Should you ignore this requirement and any request to refrain from filming or in any other way harassing employees or visitors of City Council, it will take such action against you as it thinks fit in order to protect its employees and visitors. You're protecting them from me asking them a question that they won't answer. That's what you're protecting them from. Yeah? Harassment, because you won't answer the question, and you've come to deal with this as well. Well, if that's harassment, then I can see what you mean. There are some other things which are worrying me at the moment, because at the moment I'm dealing with Nottingham City Council, the beast as I know it. But apparently the beast is going to change its identity to a very similar name very, very shortly. Now, I don't know if that's going to be a limited liability partnership, like Brown Jacobson, but it sounds like you're hiding your identity by changing it to a name that looks like. Are you still going to be liable for all the fraud, corruption, the harm that's been done to people? Are you still going to be liable for not investigating claims of corruption by myself? But also, are you not going to be liable for claims of paedophile rings within Nottingham City Council and hire by other people, because I haven't read those out yet, but it seems I may have touched a raw nerve, because, as I said, the way you're dealing with my request, you know, let me know if I've been taken to court, then I can decide if you've been fraudulent and involved the police or not. Or just trying to make it go away by not answering questions and hiding. You wouldn't do that. You wouldn't slow such things down. You wouldn't lose paperwork on records. There's another girl by the name of Candida, I think, is actually dealing with a lot of these responses to paedophile rings within Nottingham City Council and the authorities, which I'm looking at, but I will be doing it in an artistic way to make sure that there are no liabilities. And as I said, I keep making a mistake between the artist taxi drivers and the artist mental patients. I did say I'll be doing some videos with the artist taxi drivers, but those taxi drivers, not Chunky Mark. You carry on saying what you want to do and saying what needs to be said. I'm talking about taxi drivers here. I think I'm going to put a little show together where we'll find out from them what you think is wrong, or what they think is wrong. We'll call that the artist taxi drivers, but I'm going to be joining the artist mental patients because I've discovered that they do comedy with a little bit of edge to it that makes you think.
So do the council.
Right, as I say, be dropping a hard copy of the letter off to Peter Ellis, or otherwise known as the artist formerly known as Prince. He'll be on holiday at the moment, so is Ian Courier. So
Can I just ask you to answer the question? If you've got nothing to hide, answer the question. Yes or no? Oh no, that's them, isn't it? Oh.
Yeah. I'm actually sorry, but as I said, what I'll be doing now is I've written some letters which I will put up and we can actually see what the responses are, because I believe the next lesson will be penned and scribed by the, well, he was in 2008, he was the head of the Law Society, so I think I know what he's talking about, and it's a huge firm of partners, but we'll actually have a name, and that name hopefully will be penning the next lesson Who Are the Masters, so you can see what games they want to play. But right now, he's shouting and calling me names and going for, I'm sorry if I called it a human name, because most people actually do believe that these are human vessels. You know,
They're supposed to be public servants, aren't they?
well, they are, but when they actually want to come after somebody human and they're using weapons like this, they have to actually deal with, well, that's a corporation.
Yeah, but they're not being human, they're being...
A building.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's limiting the liabilities. Now, when you come to harm somebody, there are no limits to the liabilities. So, trying to tell me, it's a bit like a police officer telling me what rights I have when he arrests me. And you accept that, you understand that. What he's doing is saying, I know you might think you've got lots of rights, but these are the rights you are going to have under me. If you say you understand, all your other rights will go out the window. So they should really explain that. Can you imagine a police officer coming up and says, I'm going to read you your rights, which means you're going to give up all your rights. Right, that's it. As I say, the next one should be penned by Peter Ellis. We still haven't had an answer from Ian Courier, Peter Mitchell, John Collins and Stephen Fryer. To be fair, I've only done this verbally, but I've asked your big building, formerly known as Prince, just to check, because he's accused me of accusing you of fraud. I'm going, I'm just trying to show you what I found. That's it for now. Anything else to be covered? The boys behind the cameras here. Tom, you've been absolutely stunning because you're so calm. Watching the teams get up for this anti-bailiff, you can use the buttons, brilliant. Watching more involvement of our masked friends, stunning, thank you very much. And I'd just like to say I love you all. It's taken a bit of time, I could actually be cutting hair, apparently that's what I do, but thank you. I know there's more to come, I know you're looking forward to the show.
So you still wanted to ask the question to Nottingham City Council, are they committing fraud, yes or no?
I think somebody's saying, should I ask the question, are they committing fraud? No, I'd do a better one. I'd just say, are you going to pay my fees? Because obviously it was administrative error. You'd be very, very dark about it, which means you've got to pay me more. Or are you going to stick by the basis that I owe you money, but you won't put a name to it because it shows there's fraud?
If you've got nothing to hide, just show us what we ask for.
The council's job is not to deal with the issues immediately, they're to look and see how they affect the rest of their system. So, if you can imagine, if they do turn around and say, yes, they've made an error, then everything else they've done to everybody else is an error. But I have informed them before, during and after what criminal acts they will be, well, performing. It's acting, isn't it? And they are very, very well aware of what criminal acts, and as I say, using the Benefits Act as well to protect myself, they declare themselves bankrupt, and they will keep doing it rather than tell the truth. So if they can do that and get away with it, who's letting them get away with it? Next lesson.
They're all in it together.
We'll get to the bottom of why you have to go round and round in circles. If you bring an accusation of fraud, or as a couple of people have done, and you'll find the documents on, what is that site called? It's something I quite like the sound of, Demon Hunter.
Yes, yes.
Demon Hunter has been investigating the paedophile stuff going in.
Demon Hunter spelled D-A-E-M-O-N.
Spelling lesson, I hope you heard that. Very, very interesting. You should have a look. A couple of names of people that we've been dealing with.
Do you think the servitude known as Nottingham City Council is proud and ambitious of themselves?
I think they're worried because to be proud of themselves and to achieve the bits of keeping the roadworks going, people employed, that they've had to do dark stuff. No, you didn't. You just found it's far more profitable to keep spending people's money and keep control over them. And as I say, as we've got to deal with the room tax, you know that's never been legal. You're paying that from above to take people so you can move them around. Your duty of care disappeared, didn't it? And that's because you haven't got enough properties. Don't blame us. Get it sorted, then you can actually be the People's Council rather than whose council.
Did you know people, if you look it up, means employees and supporters? Employees and supporters.
I'm getting lots of education about what people are, but I just like to be me.
Doesn't say the residential citizens.
It's very worrying watching the system being buggered around, and I'm sorry about using that rude word, but it already has been a long time, so we're just sort of buggering it back again. I say I keep trying to finish off. I've done everything I need to say. We've been all very busy. We've had a lovely day.
Thank you, Doctor. I love you.
Thank you. He's a bit hoarse at the moment. And nice looking up to you. I'm very proud of you all. Love is the answer.